Hello, this is NEWSLIVE on Viewer Television. I am Joy Malik. The headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari to declare open the 4th International Conference on Safe Schools Declaration. Federal Character Commission to begin nationwide audit of abandoned Project Plus. Saudi Arabia aims to reach net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2060. Now, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari will on Tuesday next week declare open the 4th International Conference on Safe Schools Declaration. This was made known in a statement signed by the Director of Media, Federal Ministry of Education, Ben Gung. The conference, which has been co-hosted by Nigeria, Spain, Norway, and Argentina, is aimed at reviewing progress being made by member states in the quest to make schools safer globally. Only 112 countries, including Nigeria, are signatory to Safe Schools Declaration Protocol. Nigeria is hosting the first in a series in Africa. The conference, which will be declared open by the President, will take place at the Economic Community for West African States Secretariat in Abuja. In person and virtual participation is expected from around the world. Now, the conference is coming on the heels of growing global concerns about the safety of schools, especially in conflict zones. Now, moving over to healthcare system, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says serious private sector investment in Nigeria's healthcare could reposition the sector and curb medical tourism. But Osinbajo expressed the view while inaugurating the Duchess International Hospital, subsidiary of the Reddington Hospital Group, on Friday in Lagos. According to Osinbajo, the quality of facilities and personnel at the hospital affirms that Nigeria is richly endowed with talent. He added that if the business was not profitable, the proprietors would not venture into it, pointing out that such investment seeking high-quality medical personnel would positively impact doctors. In his remarks, CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele said that the Apex Bank would continue to support the growth of the economy as a healthy workforce was critical to building a robust economy. There were also good messages from Governor Dapo Abiodun of Ogun and Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, among others. Still on the healthcare sector, out of 500,000 pints of blood collected annually in the country, about 40% of blood donated are unsafe for transfusion. Honorable Abbas Danjudin, alongside the DG National Blood Service Commission, said this during a parley with the media on ways to sensitize the general public on the benefit of safe blood transfusion and transmission. Correspondent Hisika Evans reports.
The bill to establish National Blood Service Commission was recently assented to by President Muhammadu Buhari. Sponsor of the bill, Representative Tajuddin Abbas, maintained that Nigeria requires a total of 1.5 billion pints of blood annually, but only generates 0.5 million. Defending his claim, the lawmaker who said the 40% on safe blood donation is partially responsible because there have not been the enabling environment or act that will give the agency responsibility to go out and look for donor.
Only blood that is assessed to be good, to be healthy, to be of the right quality will be allowed to be transfused into our patients. Again, there is the benefit of almost eliminating commercialization of blood service in this country. As I've said earlier, of the 500,000 pints of blood that we are able to generate annually in this country, 75% of it is coming via people selling their own blood, not through voluntary donations. One of the areas that this commission is going to work hard on is to see how it can eradicate or minimize, to bare minimum, this issue of commercialization of blood in the country.
The Director General of the Commission, Joseph Amado, was emphatic that blood is life, adding that blood is essential to the entire body system. He urged Nigerians to cultivate the habit of donating blood, as those who donate blood live healthier than those who do not.
It's not just a central issue, because Nigeria is a big country. We are going to move from the national level to the state level, to the local government level, and to the world. So that blood will be made accessible to every part of this country. But that involves a holistic collaboration and cooperation among us. It requires good funding, because blood is again capital intensive.
With this bill, every local government area will have a blood bank, thereby reducing the over-dependence on federal and state hospitals. Nsikak Evans, Viewer TV News.
The Corporate Affairs Commission has reinstated its readiness to complement the federal government's effort to lift 100 million citizens out of poverty as the nation sets to hold the Nigerian Industrialization Summit 2021. This is contained in a statement signed by CAC's head of media unit Rashid Maher on Saturday in Abuja. Maher quoted the Registrar General CEO of CAC, Gabar Abubakar, saying this when he received members of the summit's local organizing committee led by David Herrera, the National Vice President of Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture. Abubakar, who described CAC as a gateway to any foreign or local investment, stated the Commission's readiness to provide services at the events to facilitate Nigerians' their desire for industrialization. Now, earlier leader of the delegation, David Ewata, National Vice President of NEWSLIVE, said the summit was being organized in accordance with President Muhammadu Buhari's commitment to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty within 10 years. Now, he revealed that to support Nigeria realize the objective, the African Development Bank, under the leadership of the President, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, would provide $520 million grant to support small businesses in some selected states across the country. Now, he further disclosed that in order to encourage participation, attendance would be free, adding that the event scheduled for November 2021 is expected to draw participants and resource persons from across the globe. Now, the Federal Character Commission has announced that it would soon commence its nationwide infrastructure audits to 4 ongoing and abandoned projects in the country. The agency, a parastatal of the presidency, said the action was in line with ensuring the spread of infrastructure. The executive chairman of the FCC, Dr. Mahiba Dankaka, according to a statement on Saturday, said this during a sensitization program on socio-economic amenities and infrastructure facilities held in Abuja. According to her, the move became necessary to institutionalize and domesticate even distribution of projects and programs. Dankaka also said that there is increasing collaboration between the FCC and other government agencies responsible for providing socio-economic amenities and infrastructure facilities. Now, Anambra State Governor Willie Obiano has signed the state anti-open grazing bill into law. The law, designed to prohibit and abolish open grazing of cattle and other livestock in the state, was also meant to encourage an establishment of cattle and other livestock ranches in the state. Now, the law also provides for related matters. Governor Obiano, while signing the bill into law at a brief ceremony held at the Governor's Lodge, appreciated the State House of Assembly for the expeditious passage of the bill. Now, he said that although the state government already had a means of resolving disputes between farmers and herdsmen, the law would hopefully help to strengthen peace and harmony in the state and, of course, help to make the relationship existing between farmers and herdsmen in the state smooth. The governor said that the law enforcement agents have been directed to implement the law to the letter. Now, when NEWSLIVE returns, the Power Niger Delta Forum has convoked an emergency that's in called General Assembly for Monday over a bill in the House of Representatives. Details of this and more comes to you right after this break. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Live and via television. A recap of our top stories. President Muhammadu Buhari to declare open the 4th International Conference of Safe Schools Declaration. Federal Character Commission to begin nationwide audit of abandoned project plus. Saudi Arabia aims to reach net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2060. Now, the Pine Niger Delta Forum has convoked an emergency General Assembly for Monday over a bill in the House of Representatives seeking to amend the Constitution to remove the 13% oil derivation formula being enjoined by oil-producing states, especially in the South-South geopolitical zone. The bill has generated protests, especially from the Niger Delta. It was observed that the bill currently awaiting second reading was sponsored by 59 members of the House from across the state in North, including the leader of the Northern Caucus, Musa Sarkinada. The proposal seeks to delete Section 162 of the 1999 Constitution, which has to do with the management of the Federation account. PANDEF, in an open invitation issued on Friday by its national chairman and former deputy whip, chief whip of the Senate, Senator Emmanuel Esen, invited governors of states in Niger Delta and members of the Niger Assembly from the oil-rich Niger Delta region all to the virtual meeting. Other invitees are the Director General of BRAC said, Commission traditional rulers, president of ethnic organizations, leaderships of oil and gas host communities, leaders of ethnic youth organizations, leaders of relevant CSOs, CBOs, women and youth groups in the region, and other strategic stakeholders. Now, Ifeanyi Ejiofor led counsel to the embattled leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has described claims by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami as false. In his Facebook post, the lawyer noted that spreading false narratives against the IPOB leader will fail. The federal government had blamed Kanu for the murder of Dr. Chike Akunyili, the husband of a former Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, the late Professor Dora Akinyeli. The government further accused him of being responsible for the murder of a former presidential aide, Ahmad Gulak, and other 184 murders in the southeast. This is according to a committee set up by President Muhammadu Buhari to investigate Kanu, who is standing trial for treasonable felony. It said the attacks carried out between October 2020 and June 2021 led to the killing of 175 security agents, but Ejiofor said the legal team were prepared to prove all the allegations wrong. Now, the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, on Friday directed that Abuja-Kaduna train service should resume operations on Saturday. Amechi gave the directive after inspecting repairs on the rail tracks between Regina and Duse along the route on Friday. The minister then assured the public of federal government's commitment to ensure safety of passengers along the route. Amechi noted that this incident had happened would fasten the procurement process of the digital security system which the government planned to install on the track. On capacity of indigents, the minister expressed pleasure that the country had capable engineers who could fix the rail system. The NRC had in Charles suspended indefinitely service operations along the Abuja-Kaduna route due to explosion of the track along the route.
What this has done to us is that it will fasten the process, the procurement process of the digital security system that we want to put in place. It had gone to cabinet 2 weeks ago and it was returned. So we presented to cabinet to ensure that we get approval. The essence of the digital security system is to enable us to know when there's an impact on the rail. There's a sensor. When people cross the rail, walk about or doing, we're able to see and we're able to consult this kind of attack. I hope that we'll get the police to be involved so that they'll be here before they install the digital security system. I may not be happy that the security breach took place, but what it has done, it has shown that we actually have the capacity to fix our rail. The essence of this is to show that, to make sure that by the time you leave, we should start the gradual process of constructing our own rail. Because for whoever, and you can see the lady, however she's able to fix that, she can also, she and her colleagues will be able to do more kilometers of track laying and possibly track construction.
unemployment, the federal government has commenced the training of 1,850 beneficiaries of the National Social Investment Programs on point-of-sale business with the promise of distributing POS machines, fingerprint scanners, chairs, tables, and umbrellas upon completion. While flagging off the mobile money agents training program in Abuja, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development Sadiya Farouk said government would assist with the start-up capital of 20,000 naira each. Umar Farouk expressed optimism that the scheme would enhance the NSIP with enabling target beneficiaries, join a network of agents providing financial-related services under the conditional cash transfer and the grant for vulnerable groups. Now, the Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki says that the state government will pay 190 million naira to the victims of police brutality, as recommended by the Judicial Panel of Inquiry. Obaseki stated this in Benin during a meeting with youth across state and local government areas of the state. Obaseki had set up a panel to investigate police brutality, human rights abuses, and extrajudicial killings by the disbanded police unit Special Anti-Rapid Squad (SAS) in the state. He called for a regular promotion for the police enforcement of welfare package, training and retraining of police officers, upward review of salaries, yearly penalty evaluation, and quarterly tests for hijacks. The governor showed that his administration would do all within its power to implement the 15 recommendations of the panel, saying that though youth were the greatest resources of the state. A representative of the youth, Solomon Idiobe, while commending the governor, urged him to engage more youth as a means of checking cultism in the state. Now, the Chinese embassy in Nigeria on Friday awarded 50 Nigerians with its newly launched October 1st Award of China to Nigeria Friendship in recognition of their contributions into advancing Nigerian-China relationship. The awards were bestowed on school teachers, journalists, government officials, among others. It's part of efforts to encourage young Nigerians to contribute to fostering the tenets of the friendship between both countries. Speaking at the award ceremony, the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Hu Jianchong, said that 2021 marked the 50th anniversary of the establishment of bilateral relations between Nigeria and China. He said that the choice of 50 recipients as well as the title of the award was inspired in view of the 5-decade-long relationship as well as the celebration of independence by both countries on October 1st. He expressed confidence that going forward, Nigeria and China would draw more beautiful blueprints in the next 50 years. On her part, the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Information, Adora, said that the ceremony is a clear indication that relations between both countries is on the upward swing. He expressed delight at being one of the recipients of the award, adding that the recognition will spur her to do more.
Over the past 50 years, political mutual trust between China and Nigeria has been greatly enhanced. Traditional friendship between China and Nigeria has been significantly improved. Substantial progress in our win-win cooperation has been made. This is indeed an award that I will forever dearly cherish. However, as is often said, to whom much is given, much is expected. And on that premise, I will, within the framework of the Cultural Cooperation Agreement between our two countries, continue to advance the frontiers of the blossoming China-Nigeria friendship.
Now let's take a look at what's happening around the world. Burkina Faso has lifted a ban on Norway refugees cancelled from working in camps for displaced people when the jihadists hit not after accusing the body of discrediting the government. It was the first time an international NGO has begun temporarily stopped from working in the West African country, where jihadist attacks have begun since 2015, claiming nearly 2,000 lives. Now, she had banned the NRC on September 27th after accusing it of discrediting the government and saying it had stopped NGOs from registering internally displaced people in the most inaccessible zones. Now, the NRC in mid-September had said government authorities took weeks to register displaced people to allow them to source food and other aid, thereby forcing them to return to dangerous zones. The NRC has been working in Burkina Faso since July 2019. Now let's take you to Somalia, where Somalia President and Prime Minister has resolved the dispute over appointment to security bodies, allowing a stalled process to elect a new parliament and president to go ahead, the government spokesman said. Somalia was meant to choose a new president this month, concluding a complicated indirect election process that would also select a parliament. The president and the prime minister had each appointed a different candidate to replace the head of the agency, who was suspended last month after an agent went missing. Under the agreement, the president's appointee will now take up the post in an acting capacity, while the man chosen by the prime minister will be given a different role as a state minister. A separate disagreement over who would head the Internal Security Ministry was also resolved, the spokesperson said. Now, under the indirect electoral process, regional councils are meant to choose a Senate, which could be completed this week. Clan elders will then pick members of the lower house of parliament, now set to take place next month. The parliament will pick a new president as a date that has not yet been set. Now, Saudi Arabia, one of the world's top oil exporters, has announced it aims to reach net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2060 and more than double its annual target to reduce carbon emissions. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman made the announcement in brief scripted remarks at the start of the kingdom's fourth Saudi Green Initiative Forum. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia aims to reach zero net emissions by 2060 under its secular carbon economy program, while maintaining the kingdom's leading role in strengthening security and stability of global oil markets. It comes a little over a week before the start of the global COP26, a conference in Glasgow that would draw heads of state from across the world to try to tackle global heating and its challenges. The COP26 president, Alok Sharma, welcomed the announcement. And in quote, "I hope this landmark announcement will galvanize ambitions from others ahead of COP26."
2060 من خلال نهج الاقتصاد الدائري الكربون بما يتوافق مع خطط المملكة التنموية وتمكين تنويعها الاقتصادي وبما يتماشى مع خط الأساس المتحرك.
The White House Press Secretary Jen on Friday appeared to walk back President Joe Biden's statement on Thursday that the United States was committed to defending Taiwan should it come under Chinese attack. The 1979 Taiwan Relations Act states that the U.S. will provide arms for Taiwan to maintain a sufficient self-defense capability. It does not say the U.S. would intervene militarily to protect Taiwan in the event of a Chinese attack. Paskian's statement stands in contradiction to Biden's comment at a CNN town hall Thursday night when asked if the U.S. would come to the defense of Taiwan. Biden said, and in quote, "Yes, his administration has the commitment to do that." When asked by VOA whether the president simply misspoke or is sending a signal to Beijing, Pyongyang reiterated that, and in quote, "his policy has not changed." It would appear to be an attempt to calm increased tensions following this president's comment, shared Co-Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's statement earlier Friday. The conflicting statements may be in line with Washington's long-standing policy of strategic ambiguity of defending Taiwan.
Point here, and we are guided by the Taiwan Relations Act, and I just outlined what some of those principles are, which is ensuring that we continue to assist Taiwan in maintaining a sufficient self-defense capability, and that is something we remain committed to doing.
And that's all on NEWSLIVE. But before we go, recap of the headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari to declare open the 4th International Conference on Safe Schools Declaration. Federal Character Commission to begin nationwide audit of abandoned project plots. Saudi Arabia aims to reach net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2060. Do stay tuned for the rest of our programs. Many thanks for watching. Good night.